Hello and welcome. Good morning. It is Monday. It is the second day of August 2021. It's 7:30 and I am your grumpy guide to all things gaming, the OGGM. It's August. That means August 4th is my birthday and you all have to give me presents. It's also RPG A Day 2021. If you're not familiar with what RPG A Day 2021 is, it's a little project that's been going on over Facebook by James Chapman for the past 8 years. Every year for the past 8 years, around this time of the year, we post a series of questions and prompts to inspire people in the hobby to sort of look at what it is about the hobby they like. And today's prompt happens to be maps, which is why we're looking at a picture of Middle Earth. Meanwhile, it's Monday, which means it's time to take a look at what's going on in the world of D&D and adventures and role-playing news. Yes, that's right, it's news. Okay, so the final playtest for level 5 advanced 5e is up from EN World. They have been playtesting / posting this project over the past year or so, almost 2 years now, I think. So almost every week they put up another playtest for their game. They've made the playtest completely free. They've made these things all available on the web. Then I suppose after they get all the responses, they'll go through them again and play test them again, look at the responses and change them and update it. And then we'll finally actually see this level up advanced 5th edition project. Meanwhile, they've made all these play tests free on the web. So do I really have to buy the game now that you've made everything free on the web? Jeremy Crawford announced over the week that D&D team is focusing on shorter, self-contained content to adapt to a shorter overall game session by players and streamers both, because we're not smart enough for big content and big words. We can only take in little words. Of course, the big news was the whole Jeremy Crawford clarified the company's position on whether or not a product is considered canonical or canon in Dungeons & Dragons, and then Chris Perkins followed up on that by trying to actually clarify what it is Mr. Crawford actually meant in regards to Wizards of the Coast / D&D / Forgotten Realms / what it is or is not canon. The big argument, of course, being that Dungeons & Dragons doesn't really have canon the same way that, say, Marvel or Star Wars does, because unlike Marvel, no two people do D&D the same way. So there really is no canonical lore that is universally accepted. There's no sacred timeline for D&D. So yeah, that's the thing that's going to be going around for a while and have a lot of different input and ways to take a look at it, and probably piss a lot of people off, because Wizards of the Coast cannot go a day without saying something to incite some form of weirdness. Crucible 7 has released the PDF version of Doctor Who the Role-Playing Game 2nd Edition, is now accepting pre-orders for the hardcover edition, and we have Jodie Whittaker on the cover of the 2nd edition, the very controversial individual who has spearheaded the last 2 seasons. Of course, we haven't really had seasons of Doctor Who since she took over. It's been more like a couple half season and a lot of specials. There's been a lot of controversy and complaints about her and the stories. And now, even as they've just put her on the cover, and she's announced she's leaving the show. So, yeah, if you weren't aware of this, Jodie Whittaker has officially announced that this will be her last term as the Doctor this 3rd season, except, of course, she's not having a season. She's just having a couple specials. So we're not even getting a 3rd season out of her. Yeah. Hopefully the new writer and the new Doctor Who will make up for the crappy couple years we've had of Doctor Who, because let's face it, ever since Peter left and his tenure of the Doctor, everything after that has been kind of sucky. Hasbro held their quarterly earnings call this week, and Dungeons & Dragons once again is taking the spotlight during the shareholder presentation because they made a lot of money. A lot of money. No. Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro made a lot of money over the last 2 years. Of course, following that, they've also announced that they're raising the price. I don't know if you knew this one, but Wizards of the Coast / Hasbro is raising the price of all their Magic product, all their D&D product, and a lot of their other product that should be hitting the shelves very soon. So if you're used to paying like $250 for your Magic the Gathering pack, nope, it's going up. Why? Because apparently they didn't make enough money and they need to catch up because of how far behind they are on shipping. You're far behind on shipping? Really? All your products come out on time, Wizards of the Coast. I just think you just want more money. So while this will not affect big box retail stores like Target, it will greatly affect small, friendly local game stores like Cess Games and Anime here in Ventura. So, yeah, this is not a good call on their point. They're, while a big box retail store can pay $80 for a box of Magic cards and then resell it at $100 or even, sell it at cost because they'll make it up in bulk, a store like Cess Games and Anime is going to have to buy that $80 box of Magic cards and then turn around and sell it for $100 or more just to break even, knowing full well that they probably won't be able to sell it. So yeah, this is this is good. I mean, yeah, Wizards makes more money and more people will go buy their cards and Magic and D&D stuff at Target. But for small stores, yeah. Look, Battle Maps announces their new product expanding their role-playing line beyond the company's lay-flat map books. Untold Encounters of the Random Kind is a 350-page hard book of random encounter tables, adventure generators, and more. They also have a new take on a DM screen, a double-sided screen with no tables that features outline artwork. So basically, it's just a screen with pictures on it and then nothing else. So yeah, if you haven't seen these guys' stuff, they do a lot of really cool maps and props, and now they're entering into the adventure generating, and of course it's 5e compatible. Archon Studios announced the retail release of their Kickstarter-funded Dungeons & Laser sci-fi terrain. This is a science fiction themed pop-up terrain system. They've also done fantasy terrain system. It looks pretty cool. So yeah, this is nice. And it sort of fits together sort of like Legos. It's really easy to use, really easy to build. Yeah, they're pretty cool. The Games Manufacturing Association has announced that the Horizon Fellowship to assist traditionally underrepresented demographics in tabletop gaming. Those selected for the program will receive a 1-year membership in Gamma, monthly one-on-one mentoring sessions with established game designers, along with virtual workshops, a $1,000 grant for business expenses, and travel packages to Gamma Expo with free admission, hotel accommodations, and vendor space, plus reimbursements. One publisher and one retailer will also see an additional $5,000. Applications for the first round opened in July and will close at the end of August. So if you are a underrepresented demographic in the tabletop gaming industry, check out the Horizon Fellowship being sponsored by Gamma. And speaking of spaceships, Humble Bumble has 2 tabletop role-playing bundles live this week. We have the Paizo Starfinder book bundle featuring a total of 36 digital rulebook, sourcebook, adventure maps, and more for just $30. And this benefits the Comic Books for Kids charity. We also have the Pellegrin's Plus 13th Age bundle, which has got about $34 worth, 34 products in the library for only $25. And this bundle benefits the Oceana Protecting the World Oceans charity. So yeah. And then, of course, we have the announcement from R.A. Salvatore regarding Drizzt the Drow Mesobaranzan and how he wasn't aware that his portrayal of the Drow over the past 30-some-odd years was upsetting people, and that the Drow were being perceived as a racist stereotype. So going forward, he's going to address the racist tropes that he put in the Drizzt books and the Forgotten Realms book that he's written. in the new book that's coming out will basically retell the story of the Drow and Drizzt and reimagining them for a more politically correct, not racist world. Now, I've never met anyone who thought that the Drow were a evil racial stereotype for people of color, but I guess somebody at some point in time was upset by this, so that's how this happened. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people are like, how could he not know? The product's been around for a really long time, so how could you not know? But that is not my place to judge. It's just my place to release the news and occasionally give some snarky comments about it, because I'm a jackass. Monty Cook has a new product coming out called Stealing Stories for the Devil. This is another huge Monty Cook project that will probably cost a lot of money, and that, as with all Mr. Cook's projects, probably have very little follow-through, i.e., anybody remember Invisible Sun? The $200 role-playing game? Whatever happened with that? So yeah, this is sort of a supernatural leverage type role-playing game where you playing characters who can alter reality by lying, thus pulling off super duper Ocean's 11 leverage type heists, and then doing so you're saving the world through crime. Mr. Cook always puts out amazingly looking projects, but we do know his follow through on a lot of his projects is always less than complete, as he seems to then become interested in something else, and sort of whatever it was the last project sort of languishes until he gets back around to it, like Invisible Suns. Let's see, and Zeitgeist is got a new 5e product coming out called Death of the Author. Their previous adventure path was sort of a steampunky 5e adventure that received a lot of positive praise and won an award or two last year. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this one, Death of the Arthur, whatever. I can't talk. Don't listen to me. All right, that's it for the news. And of course, once again, it is RPG A Day 2021. So please join me as we do this every day for the month of August, of taking a look and examining different aspects of the role-playing hobby and how it affects us and how we interpret the prompts of the week. And if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, just head on over to Facebook, enter a search for RPG A Day, look at the prompts, and join us, shall you? Till next time, I am your grumpy guide to all things gaming, the OGGM. If you appreciate this content, let me know. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Help me hit 1,000 subs by, I don't know, 2024? Sure, whenever. Till then, stay warm, stay dry, stay healthy, stay happy, stay hydrated, stay sane, stay civil, stay off my land. Talk to you later.